So 6:30 is my favourite time of the day, hands down. Get it? Because the hands are both down on the clock at 6:30.
Perfect.
So March being Air Max month, there is Air Max fever in the air, and another banger from Nike. Nike bringing this sneaker back from 2003. It is of course the Air Max 1 SHIMA SHIMA. With all the hype and all the talk about the Air Max 1 Big Bubble, this sneaker has been slightly slept on. I've got a lot of good things to say about this shoe and some not so good, but before we jump into that, let's take a look at the box. And to be honest, nothing special here. A standard Nike GR red box. Very standard indeed, but I wasn't expecting anything more. But the product sticker itself does say Nike Air Max 1 Premium, and the official colorway is Summit White Plum Eclipse. So 2003 was the OG release to this SHIMA SHIMA, and I've got to say it's not a one-to-one that Nike are claiming, but they did some things a lot better. From certain images online, a lot of panels on this shoe look a lot lighter, and there's always going to be OGs that are not going to like this shoe compared to that one, but you can't please everyone. But if you are willing to spend 155 quid on this shoe, you might be thinking about how they fit. And for me, the Air Max 1 is one of the trickiest sneakers I've ever worn. Some variations to the Air Max 1 does fit a little bit big for me, but majority of the time it is a true to size fit. And I've got to say, with the SHIMA SHIMA, this does fit a little bit big for me. But bear in mind, my foot is more on the narrower side, so that could be it. But when it boils down to it, I don't think I could get away with half a size down. That's the problem. It would end up being too snug for me. So if I have to offer any advice, I would go true to size. Of course, broskies, these are sitting near enough everywhere, so if you can, defo try these on. So the SHIMA SHIMA is definitely one of the most unique colorways to the Air Max 1. And I think it's about time we have a look to see why. Now, according to Nike's website, the design in itself is actually Paris inspired. The standout features for me though is definitely that mudguard in that brown. It's an amazing colorway, and I feel like it's nubuck, but it does have a smooth finish to it. We've definitely got that cheap feeling plastic to the toe box and then on the underlays as well. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying. Now the mid panels are of course in that grey with the Nike swoosh in that brown again, and the laces do come in that sort of brown/purple. The brown panels in most lights do actually look brown, but in some it actually looks purple. Now we've got this sort of hemp style to the tongue, and then the SHIMA SHIMA branded on the tongue where the Nike Air would sit. And I've got to say that hit of red on the tongue, just like Clearasil, is spot on. Now the sock liner is where I feel the Paris inspired design comes into play. Got a great unique style to the stripe panels, and I don't think it would have looked as good without it. Now the SHIMA SHIMA red branding is on top of this brown insole, which is a nice pop of color again. And of course the Nike Air had to return here just on top of that grey panel. Now the ankle collar just on top of the heel counter does feel a lot more premium to the toe box. A lot more creases here to that white panel, but it does look good. Now in a world full of aged midsoles, this one keeps it as white and as clean as it gets. And a saucy hit of brown to the Air unit too. Now the outsole here does kind of have hits of that Nike grind to the material. Very similar to what they did with the dirty denims. But with hits of that grey and brown, it does really work. Right broskies, what are we thinking of the SHIMA SHIMA? Now's the time to decide whether these are a buy or a buy. So the Air Max 1 making a sensational comeback over this year and last. Nike have done really well with the Air Max 1 lately, honestly, and there's so many more retro colorways that they can bring out. But let's see what they do. Of course, March Madness being Air Max month as well, it's only right they brought out some bangers. It's definitely being overshadowed by the Air Max 1 Big Bubble, but at the same time, a lot of people can pick these up very easily. Honestly, this sneaker is such a clean colorway. Some QC issues that I've seen on some pairs, and of course the leather isn't the best. But for a GR Air Max 1 that you can pick up near enough everywhere, I can't really say too much. I feel like this Air Max is one of those shoes that will defo gain value over time. Yes, in terms of price, but at the same time, appreciation as well. How many Air Max 1s have we seen over the years that just sit, but a couple years later, everyone is paying resale for? And I feel like this is one of those shoes. But broskies, an absolutely banging colorway to one of the most iconic shoes ever made. I am indeed going to give these an absolute buy. I will leave some purchase links down below as well, so if you are after this pair, of course that's the place to go. But comment down below and let me know what you think. Is the Air Max 1 SHIMA SHIMA a must cop, or is this an absolute miss? Leave it all down below and I will pin the best comment. Right broskies, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to hit me up on the socials, and whilst you're here, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and till the next episode, take care.